Top turn-offs for women. I feel like women are gonna be like, quit telling our business, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. My name is Arica Angelo, and I've been serving men like you for 13 years now, helping you become the kind of man that you cannot resist, not you, boy, while not losing yourself or her. And I've been doing that as a dating and relationship expert. So what are the top turnoffs for women? I know for you guys, it's like, this is what I love about coaching men is you guys are simple. It's like, just tell me what not to do. And I won't do that, Arica. Just make it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. And if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So here's the thing. One is a huge thing that really turns women off is a guy who does not have manners, chivalry. It's like the guy, he just like doesn't know how to open up the door. The guy who doesn't have any elegance in terms of like, when he's inviting her out, like there's no manners, there's no class, there's no tact to it. It's a turn off for women. It's like, who raised you? What did you get raised by apes? Like what's going on here? So when a guy's not chivalrous, it's a really big turn off. And I know, you're going to talk about feminism and you're probably saying, but some women, we're not worried about those women because those aren't the women you want to be with. I'm not saying you don't want to be with a feminist. I'm saying you don't want to be with a woman if you are chivalrous and she doesn't appreciate that and she disregards that. Let her date herself. But women as a whole typically enjoy men who are chivalrous. Hey guys, no matter where you are in your journey with women, I've got you covered with one of my courses. So make sure that you check these courses out at aricaangelo.com. Now, here's the other thing that is such a turn off for women. A guy who gives no direction. You're like, what are you talking about, Arica? I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. It's like this. This is what I hear from women all the time. Let's say there is like you meet this beautiful girl, right? And you're like, hey, how are you? What's your phone number? You get her phone number. And then you just message her and you're like, hey. And she's like, hey. There's no direction with the conversation. There's no direction of where you want to take things. It's like, it's like he just messaged me and was like, hi. Or he was like, hey, we should get a coffee sometime. And then he didn't do anything from there. A woman wants that sense of direction. She wants you to feel like the mother freaking man. And I'm telling you, if there are women watching this video, they'd be like, yes, girl, yes, preach. Yes, girl, yes, with a handkerchief. Here's the thing, like when a guy doesn't take direction, and this is what direction looks like. It looks like this. And when you don't do this, it's a huge turnoff. It's a huge letdown. It's like, wow, such a great guy. What a waste when you don't when you don't insinuate direction. And what I mean is like this. You meet a woman and you say, hey, nice to meet you. Can I get your phone number? Taking direction, taking charge, like directing the path of where the two of you are going to go. You get her phone number. Hey, it was really nice to meet you. You look really beautiful. I would love to take you out to this Italian restaurant. Be specific. I'd love to take you to this restaurant on this night at this time. Are you available? See how you're taking direction? But when a guy is very ambiguous and it's like, hey, we should meet up sometime. When? Like somewhere over the rainbow. When are you going to meet with her? Where are you going to meet with her? Why do you want to meet with her? So when you're able to answer those questions, it's giving her a sense of direction. It's like, man, I'm with a man. I'm with the boss. This guy just took charge. He laid it out, and that was so sexy. But when guys just give no direction and everything's ambiguous, it's like, why did you even ask me for my freaking phone number? Why did you even come and talk to me if you're not going to do something about it? So when a guy's not chivalrous, huge turn off. It's just like, gross. Who raised this guy? Some apes? Second thing is when a guy gives no direction. He basically has no direction of where the two of them are going to go. It's such a turn off for women because it just feels like he's either like loose, he's like too much of a child. It's like, why doesn't this guy just take us somewhere? And the third thing is this: when a guy doesn't know how to communicate, to conversate, to keep conversation going. When a guy doesn't know how to do this, the conversation just lands flat. And I know what you guys are saying, that shouldn't be all on me. And you're right, she needs to play her part. But you as a whole have to know how to keep the conversation going because she's looking to you to be the leader. And don't you want to be the leader? And so when you're able to just take a conversation and build upon it, I call it the spaghetti effect. If you're one of those guys, you're like, Arica, this is where it gets me every time. It's like when I talk to women, I don't know how to keep the conversation going. And you really need to check out my product. It's called Create and Keep Great Conversation on the Date. And the little eye that YouTube provides at the top right corner, if you're facing the screen, if you click that, it'll drop down and the product's there. You can get that course there. And then there's also at the end of the video, I'll show it. But here's the thing I talk about in this product, I say it's the spaghetti effect. It's like when you ask a question and I tell you exactly what questions you want to lay out, how you want to orchestrate the conversation. But when you ask her a question and she answers it, there's a way that you can build upon that question. You can stretch it out. It's like spaghetti, it's like you can pull it. When you stretch out the conversation, it keeps it going. When you build on top of it, it keeps it going. What happens when you keep a conversation going? You become a more intriguing man. She's more excited to be with you. She's more excited to connect with you. She starts thinking like, man, maybe I could like hang out with this guy more. Maybe there could be something between us because he's so engaging in conversation. But I can't tell you how many times I've talked to women and when I was a single woman and dating lots of men, how just dates could just completely doom, or meeting a guy could completely just go to doom because he didn't know how to carry conversation. He didn't know how to create that conversation and he didn't know how to keep the conversation going. I'll never forget it. I met one, he was such a beautiful guy. I was at a bar. I went out of my way to go and introduce myself to this guy. I then went out of my way and said, you should get my phone number. I'm like putting in all this work here, making it super easy for the guy. He was smart enough to call me, arrange a date. When we got on the date, it was like watching paint dry. This guy was so boring. I was like, look, I got a full work day. I've got to go. I wasn't going to waste any more of my time being bored to tears with this guy. This was back in my 20s when I was dating lots of beautiful men. And so it was terrible. It was such a turnoff. And guess what? I never, ever went out with that guy again, even though he was so beautiful. So all of you guys who think, oh, I'm not hot and I don't have a big wallet, so I can't get a woman, that is BS, because this guy was good looking. He was successful, but because he didn't know how to keep that conversation going, how to really build on it, he bore me to tears. And it was such a turnoff that I never saw him again. So guys, here's the thing. A man who's able to keep conversation going is a man who keeps her interest. You keep her interest, you keep her. Guys, don't forget to check out that product. If this resonated with you, tell me in the comment section below, which one do you feel like you actually do really good in? Is it chivalry? Or is it, that ability to take direction and say, look, okay, this is where we're going. I'm picking you up. I'm meeting you here. I want to see you again. Are you good at that? Or are you the guy you're like, you know what, actually I am. I'm good at conversation. I'd love to know. Tell me in the comment section below. Remember, guys, you have what it takes. You have it. But, sometimes we just need to develop new skills. And know this, in this very moment, my dear, you are loved. Don't forget to like this video and check out that Create and Keep Great Conversation on the Date, so that you don't turn her off and bore her to tears. I'll see you guys in my next video. You take care.